All right. There we go. Sweet. Sweet. I was worried it wasn't working there for a sec. How is everybody doing? It sounds funky? Okay. Hang on. Mm, okay. Fuck. Okay. One sec. Might be the sample rate. Audio. Tight. Okay. I think I know what it might be. So one sec. I have to restart this. Yo. What happened to my fucking camera? Okay. Is the audio any better? Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? Stoked to see everybody in here. Is the audio any better? Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? Sweet. What's up, guys? What's up, Grimes? Hugo? Derek? Hey, what's up? What cities? What cities did I go? Jordan asked, "What cities did I go to when I was in Silence the Messenger?" It's kind of hard to remember a bunch of actual like individual cities. I kind of just went everywhere, like North America wise. I did full West Coast, East Coast, like a lot of Central and like Northern U.S. But it's really hard to like remember every single city that I went to. Ra-ba-ba. Felipe, I'm doing good, man. I just recorded some drums, so it's actually what I have open right here on this session. I'm trying to get some drums laid out for one of my clients. Sweet, audio's perfect now. Awesome. Okay, cool. Glad. Yeah, I constantly forget to change my sample rates. I work in 48K, and I totally forgot that OBS was set up for 44.1, so that was a little weird. Thanks, Grimes. I really try. I really, really try. It's kind of tough sometimes to get this much content going, but I try to keep everything kind of like on a rigid schedule. That way I can manage to do all the audio and edit everything myself. Saludos, Hugo. Hey Felipe, are you asking about my like foot techniques, or are you asking for like my double bass setup? Hey, thanks, Graham. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Eat lots of Brussels sprouts. Oh man, I wish I could. I wish. Can we make some when I get home, please? Uh, my technique. Uh, my technique is actually called the swivel technique. So I can actually. Here, one sec. I'll be right back. I'm actually going to go grab a pedal because this is going to be a lot easier for me to show on the stream than it is going to be for me to say how I do this. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, so these are my Axis DRA 21s. They're a little dirty. I've been using them a ton the last couple days. So basically my technique is, instead of just kind of going flat-footed, you aim for the sides of the board. It's called the swivel technique. I try to keep my foot very low profile with the actual pedal, so it's like hovering just above the heel plate, my heel, and I'm just trying to get one hit on either side. So hit, release, hit, release, hit, release, hit, release. And then it just kind of builds this momentum with the actual pedal itself. So when I'm going faster and these things are kind of just going, it's almost like the pedal is working itself and I'm just controlling it along the way. So it's a lot easier for faster stuff because you're not actually playing anything or hitting anything, you're just letting the pedal do all the work. How long have I been playing drums? I've been playing drums for 15 years now. I started when I was 11. Uh, it, I don't know, it kind of clicked with me right away, and I just really enjoyed doing it and playing, so I just never stopped. I did take a little break for a couple years here and there, not like full on or anything. I was still playing, I just didn't play as much as I used to, because when I was growing up, I would play for maybe like 3 or 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. I would basically just go until I almost blacked out from exhaustion, and that's how I feel like I got really good really quickly. I spent a lot of time working on it. Do you ever warm up before playing? Yeah, I do. I warm up every time before I play. It's the only way to avoid your muscles and joints from getting stiff. I think that even just like a quick 10-minute warm up is makes all the difference. I just do like a pretty basic one. I actually might do a quick video on what my warm up routine is, just because it's kind of simple and it's really effective for me to really quickly get. I don't know. I have to do a lot in the studio and drumming as well, so anything I can do to minimize the time it takes me to get ready really helps a lot in the long run, because if I have to track drums and I only have 30 minutes to do so, if it takes me 10 minutes to warm up, then I really only have 20 minutes to work. Sometimes I'm a little difficult to understand. Hey Felipe, yeah, I totally understand. Like I said, I might want to do a couple videos on warm-up techniques and my actual foot technique. I get a lot of questions about it, and I think a video with practice routines in it would actually help out people like you who can't really understand and are more visual than they are auditory learners. Can I get any tips for my son? He's 5, wants to play. He likes Slipknot and Hatebreed. Hey, John, I would say just encourage your son. Just encourage him to keep playing. It's it takes a long time to get good, and you're gonna be a bad drummer for a long time. But the coolest part was that everybody in my family and all my friends, I was the only drummer, so everybody really encouraged me to keep going. And I felt like after a while, it just kind of became natural. All the positive reinforcement really helped keep me on that path, and I eventually just it's almost like a snowball. You have to keep pushing it until it gets big enough, but if you roll it down a hill, it'll just keep growing by itself. Every drummer needs that initial push to get off the hill, and once they get going and find out that they really enjoy this and enjoy learning, then they kind of just keep snowballing and keep going and keep getting better and better. There's a lot of really young drummers out there nowadays, and they just keep getting younger and younger, and it's really impressive what these kids can do because it's almost like they're obsessed with doing this. What are your drummer idols? Um, there's a lot. Uh, there's Joey Jordison, Mike Portnoy, George Colias, Derek Roddy, Tim Young, Shannon Larkin, Shannon Lucas, Travis Barker, John Bonham. There's just so many drummers and musicians that I really look up to and respect, and I try to take a little piece of everything that they do and display and have taught and learned, and I try to apply it to myself in my own style. What am I mixing tonight? I'm actually mixing a client's. Oh God, there's a fly in here. I'm actually mixing a client's. Fuck. Fuck off. Okay, got it. I'm actually mixing a client's project from earlier this week. He came in to do a bunch of writing, so we got all the instrumentals done, orchestras and everything, and I just recorded drums like 30 minutes ago. This is kind of like a rough pass, so I'm just going to try to get like a rough balance going and see if he likes it, and if he does, then I'm going to go ahead and re-record. I actually just got a new pair of overheads. They just arrived, so I might unbox them in a sec. I just got my first drum set, and you basically described how I am playing for a lot of the hours, and I'm absolutely... Yeah, that's great. That's great, Berkey. Alan. Yeah, that's all you need. If you enjoy it and you really like playing, then that's all you need. Just keep at it. Just don't give up. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not good, because everybody was bad at some point, and everyone can always be better, but don't ever let anybody discourage you. If you do, I would love to know, because all the knowledge... Yep. Message by Instagram. Hey Felipe, I actually, my DMs and stuff are actually kind of hard to get through because I have a ton of messages. The easiest way to get a hold of me is actually by commenting on my YouTube content or on the post, because I can actually see those. A lot of the times I don't know that people are trying to get a hold of me until like weeks later, because I'll suddenly realize I have like 50 messages in my inbox that's hidden from me. So if you have like an actual question or something that you want to get a hold of me through, like these are really good. I think I might do these streams every now and then, or just leave a comment on any of the content, and I'll be sure to respond as soon as I can. ¿Quién es el mejor baterista, Joey Jordison o Jay Weinberg? I don't know. Lo creo que pues los dos son diferentes. Joey, shit, I don't know how to say it in Spanish. uh, Joey's like really aggressive. His style was very aggressive, and I really enjoyed it. Uh, um, Como toca bien fuerte, pues, y era su estilo de tocar bien fuerte, pero que el más... Fuck, I don't know. This is bad. My Spanish isn't that good. Mi español no está tan bueno. Sí puedo hablar y entender, pero casi no. casi no puedo hablar de estas cosas tan bueno. Ah, pero yo pienso que los dos están bien bueno baterista, pero no, no puedo decidir en uno o el otro. Yeah, I don't know. And for all those non-Spanish speakers, I'm basically saying that they both have their strong suits, and I can't really hammer down to just one. Uh, they both have their strengths and weaknesses. I definitely think Joey kind of had a hard time playing a lot of the stuff that he wrote when he was younger as he got older. And I mean, Jay just joined and he's a real young guy, so I think he's only a couple years older than me actually, which is kind of weird. So we have yet to see kind of what he has to do or how he's going to do in the long run. What brand of stick do you prefer? I use Vader sticks. I actually had a discussion about this the other day with one of my regulars. He, oh man, we both used to use Vaders. We've tried Pro Marks. Right now I'm using Vic Firths. I've been using them for 12 years, 12, 13 years. I use the Extreme 5A ends, so they actually are a ½ inch longer than traditional sticks. So where a normal 5A or 5B would be 16 inches, these are 16 and ½ inches. And the reason for that is just kind of physics. You let the stick do most of the work for you. A slightly longer stick has a little bit more lenient like fulcrum point. So there's a little bit more room where I can move my hands along the stick and it'll like translate well, as opposed to a 16-inch stick that is basically just good in one spot. And a lot of the time the reason I flip my stick so much is not because I'm actually trying to do stick tricks. It's because it's the way I reset the sticks in my hand. So every time I flip the stick, it's because it recenters exactly in the fulcrum point where I like it. And I find that with the Extreme 5A ends, I get a little bit more wiggle room and leniency when I'm doing a lot of faster stuff, because it'll bounce a lot more and my hands always slide back on the stick, so having that extra ½ inch really helps. Vaders are good though. I did use those for a long time. For every 6 Vaders that I would break 2 Vic Firths. So that's why I switched. I enjoyed them in their barrel-tipped 5Bs, but it was just such a hassle buying so many sticks so often. Best metal band in the world for me? Well, kind of tough. I like Slipknot a lot, obviously. Metallica's super sick. I really like Godsmack as well, especially old Godsmack. It's kind of hard. I listen to so much music and a lot of it isn't metal that I have a kind of a hard time picking a favorite anything nowadays. I just am a general lover of music and I just try to consume everything that I can. But right now, actually, there's this really cool band. I'm actually going to pull it up because I can't remember the name of it. My girlfriend and I found this the other day while we were strolling YouTube, because that's all I do. I'm a YouTube troll. Not really, but all we do is fucking live on YouTube, basically. Where is this thing? It was so sick. It's like Japanese rock, and it is so crazy and fast and so much fun to listen to. Okay, found it. I'm actually going to drop this in the chat because it is insanely good. Yes, I mean my girlfriend found it. So that link is sick. That band is my new current obsession. Their drummer is insane, even though it's all programmed stuff. He still manages to play it, at least in the video, so I'm assuming he can play it in real life. And everything about it is just everything I want out of music. It's like insanely fast, super technical, but very precise and clean all at the same time. It's super fun to listen to. Entiendo el español mejor de que puedo hablar. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jay. I really appreciate it. What other things do I like to do besides drumming? I am an audio engineer and music producer, so when I'm not playing drums, I'm writing music for clients or bands. and I'm also like a huge video game nerd. So me and my girlfriend, that's actually how we met. We met over this game called League of Legends, and it's basically what all I do in our free time. We don't really like to go out or do much. I basically just like work all day and night, and then when I'm not, we play video games together. What other things do you do? Yeah. How do you do that stick flip? I've tried it but failed every time. Um, this will be easier if I bring a stick as well. I'll be right back. Okay. So this one's a little chewed up. This one's a little chewed up because I was just using it. You can see exactly where I rim shot every time because that's where my sticks always disintegrate. Um, so basically, I just hold the stick, and when I go to flip it, it basically, let's see, I play with French grip, so palms up a lot of the time on my right hand. So it's very natural for me to just tuck my index finger underneath the stick, flip, and then it resets. So really quickly, it's just like that. And slowed down, it's like you're really just letting the stick fall backwards and letting gravity kind of do the rest, and then you just are controlling it all the way through. Woo! All right, enough of that. Call of Duty Mobile. Can I make a request for you to play? Yeah, I'm always open to requests. A lot of the times, it's hard for me to get to everything because, like I said, it's a ton of work that I have to do for videos, not only on the video editing side but on the audio side. So when I try to do videos, I try to make sure that it's something that is going to be uh, really fun for me and also enjoyable for the entire community. But I'm always open to requests, so if you have anything in particular that you would like to see, please feel free. Every now and then I do run out of ideas and I pull something from the community. What side of San Antonio do you live on? I'm on the far west. Hey, Pickle. Yeah, Don is from San Antonio as well. I actually play drums on their album, so that's going to be a lot of fucking sick black metal that's kind of come your way pretty soon. Uh, I live over on, I don't know, I live kind of like in a rural area, like on the east, like southeast side of town. I have a house with my girlfriend and, or wife, wife, girlfriend, lady, love of my life. I don't know, we don't know what to call each other. But my studio is actually like kind of downtown-ish, so I come over here, and it's still here in the meantime while I figure out the plans and building for my new space. I actually just bought the first building materials for my new studio, so I'm real excited. What is your favorite food? Again, it's kind of hard to pick food because I just don't like eating. I kind of eat out of necessity. If it was up to me, I would never eat again. I really like Mexican food. I like Chinese food. Um, Italian's really good too, and you can't ever go wrong with a fucking burger. Can't ever go wrong with a nice home cooked burger or steak. He's talking about doing a corn video the other day. I might do the corn video still, babe. Do you play PS4? I actually do have all the consoles, but I don't get to play them nowadays. I'm always working. Like, I'm a producer full time, and like I do music full time nowadays. So when I'm not producing and recording, I'm making content for you guys, or trying to find better ways of doing stuff, music wise. Or I'm always researching stuff. I'm watching educational videos about music. So it's really hard for me to pull away a couple hours without feeling like a total dickbag. It's just something that was kind of ingrained in me by my dad, like this concrete work ethic that we'd have. And I've just never been able to shake it. So if I'm not doing something constantly, then I get really antsy and my anxiety gets really crazy. So I just constantly have to be doing something. Ah, dude, Parkway Drive would be sick. That would be sick. I actually want to do something by Parkway Drive and by shit. What was that band's name? They just dropped the album. They got a Grammy for their metalcore album. It was really really sick. Um, I'm totally blanking on the name of the band right now, but they're really really good. And their drummer's super nice dude. He also has like a pretty large YouTube channel. Wasn't here if you answered this, but would you do a cover of by Blue on Black by Five Finger Death Punch? I do also want to do a Five Finger Death Punch song. He's chained to his computer. Uh, yeah, I do want to do a Five Finger Death Punch song. I need to find something that I really, I really like. I don't know. I do material that I really vibe with. I don't do videos just because the community wants to see them per se. Like, that's not to say that any of the requests don't get acknowledged. It's just I'm very particular about the music that I play, and if I'm not feeling it, then I'm basically just faking it, and I don't ever want to fake a video for you guys or for me. Like, I'd rather play something that I really enjoy and have that convey across the video. And I feel like that's thankfully why a lot of the videos are doing well and why a lot of you are here is because I kind of take this approach to my drumming where a lot of people are just kind of stand still and boring and they just kind of play to play. I really believe and enjoy the material that I work on and perform, and I really try to convey that in my style as well. Gerard Way from that's pickled dough. Favorite Slipknot song? I always come back to Surfacing. People Equal Shit is one of my favorite ones too. And I really like Nero Forte lately and Unsainted. I actually just did a video for one of my clients and good friends, Riley. He's a drummer as well, and I'm helping him launch his YouTube channel. So he's been coming in here every couple weeks to record some videos. So he's trying to build up a backlog and hopefully have that out to you guys pretty soon. I think he's going to start releasing them in the next couple weeks. I think he's actually playing. No, what's the day? Friday. He's playing tomorrow. He's playing tomorrow in Austin with his new band, and I think he's going to start publishing videos. And that's been a lot of fun. Like, it actually, the point of that was that he did Unsainted as well, and that kind of just like rekindled my love for the song. And I'm just like, damn, this song's good. I kind of burn myself out on songs when I learn them because I have to listen to them so much. Not only when you learn them, but when I play them and when I edit them, both the audio and the video. It's like I listen to the same song like 50 times before a video's over, and by the end of the editing sequence, like, I'm just sick of the song. Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. But Unsainted was one of the few songs where I was like, hey, this is pretty good, and then I just keep coming back to it. This band is weird, but this band is called Portal and is very interesting. I think you maybe I actually would. Grimes, if you could link me some, like, a cool video that you think is really cool, I'd love to check it out. Hey, Ramboozled Clown. If I ever hop on my PS4, I would absolutely add you, and maybe we can play someday. Like I said, I do still have all the consoles. It's just a matter of like finding time to play them. I actually need to finish Horizon Zero Dawn, and I did play through Last of Us again for like the third time, like a couple months ago. Labor Chef Dr. Clink. I hope I pronounced that right. Do you still use a metronome? Absolutely. I use it every single day of my life. It is the most important part of being a drummer. If you cannot play to a metronome, you are not a drummer. And I don't care who that offends and who like gets set off by that. I've had this argument so many times. You are the timekeeper of the band. If you can't play to a timekeeping device, then you are not a timekeeper. And it is crucial to learn how to play to a metronome because it's not just about, you'll see on the graph right here, especially, you'll see that just because it's on the graph or very close to it, perfect is boring. If you can play to a click, that's great, but what you're really learning to do when you play to a click is to play ahead of the click to build like anxiousness, or play behind the click to create a dragging feel. So when I play drums, I try to keep everything as loose as possible. So you'll see that there's natural human mistakes here. Nothing is perfect. But that also builds into the suspense because when I go into this next section, everything is slightly ahead of the actual click that the program provides. And that helps build in like this kind of suspense because you're right above the click every time it's going. But if you need to bring it back, then learning to play behind the click is a very useful tool. So I use a metronome every single day in my regular warm-up routines, practice routines. It's the only way to gauge and build cleanliness in your playing. Do you know Beneath a Massacre? Absolutely. I've been jamming those dudes since like 2008. I actually am like I I'm a not I don't know their new drummer, but I've seen him around and I followed him for a long time. His name's Anthony. He played for Shadow of Intent. If you guys have seen that video, he wrote the drums for that album, and he also just joined Beneath the Massacre and played on that album. And who did he play with before? I don't know. He's done like a bunch of stuff, but he's like this exceptionally talented tech death drummer, and he's super sick. Jay, do you play Guitar Hero? I love Guitar Hero. I love Guitar Hero. I love Rock Band. That's actually kind of how I got my start doing music with like a group of people because for a long time I was just a drummer by myself, and over time I like wanted to play with other people, but I didn't have any musician friends, sans like one or two, and so Rock Band and Guitar Hero were kind of my only ways of playing with new people and like all my friends and getting that kind of like band experience. And that way when I actually started to play with a real band, I had a lot higher standards for my local bands uh, than I than most people probably do, because I felt like I was really ready to just take everything on. Can I ask you to play Sepultura? I actually really like Sepultura. Their drummer's really, really sick, and I do want to do something, do one of their songs. Let's see. Oh man, I'm like super behind on these. I'm sorry. Hey, thanks for watching Neroforte a ton, Rampuzzled Clown. That's the one thing that I kind of learned from this. A lot of the fan bases, drummers who are trying to learn the material as well, um, which I think is pretty cool because that's actually how I learned how to play drums. I've never taken a lesson. I've never had any sit downs with a teacher. Nothing. All my drumming style has always been me, and just this constant stream of YouTube information and videos and covers. Like I've learned everything that I can just watching other people play. Uh, any plans to do Critical Darling? I do have it on the list. I got kind of behind because I had a ton of work this past fall. I had a bunch of bands come in for albums, so it kind of pushed. I have a small live tracking room. It's only like 12 feet by 12 feet, so there's only enough room for one drum kit. So when I have bands in here, I have to tear down my stuff, and I can't play in here at all. So that kind of threw a wrench in my video production schedule for a while. But I needed to pay the bills, and uh, the albums came out super great, and I'm super stoked we did that. So I might do Critical Darling. If anything, I might do a full band version or like a crazy sped up version or something. I don't know. But I feel like it's a little too late for me to do just a straight up Critical Darling one right now. Do you like emo, punk, metalcore? If so, what bands? I love emo, I love punk, and I love metalcore. There's so many bands. Again, like I just love music, so I just have like this eclectic pool of artists and stuff that I listen to constantly. I love MCR. Taking Back Sunday is one of my favorite bands, and Brand New is actually another one of my favorite bands. I love The Offspring, Blink 182. Attila is a really good core band, even though they're like super ridiculous party metal. They're they're ridiculous fun party metal, so they're fun to listen to. And Franz is ridiculous. Servicing for me too, yeah. But I'm a drummer, but I want to learn how to play double bass at a fast speed and recommendations to get better. Yeah, you have to work with a metronome constantly. I actually kind of made a funny tweet the other day. People were asking me what my practice routine was, and I just commented that I just play to a metronome for like an hour or 2 hours. Like I literally would just play to a metronome for hours on end. and that serves two purposes. One, I want to learn how to improvise within that metronome. So if I have just a 4/4, I try to segment like triplets or dotted eighth notes, or like a 5/4 groove in the 4/4, or a triplet groove in the 4/4. So I try to like play with timing so I can get better at that. And then I also will just switch into 16th notes. So I will play at like 200 BPM and just play like 16th notes on my hand for like 20 bars or something. Then I'll switch to the other hand. Then I'll switch to my right foot. Then I'll switch to my left foot. Then I'll put them all in conjunction with one another. And I know exactly if I'm synced because I'm trying to play every single 16th note completely together. And then I'll also try to separate them to like where it's like a traditional blast. So the kick drums are in between everything. Sorry guys, my nose itches. But I actually would recommend starting slow. You have to build the control and the actual techniques first. So get a metronome. You can get like a free metronome app. That's what I use on my phone. Set it at like 160 BPM, and then just try to figure out the technique to where you're not putting a lot of effort into it and you're just letting the pedal do most of the work. I know not everybody's going to have one of these monstrosities because they're insanely expensive, especially for new drummers. So what I recommend is maxing out your spring tension and getting at least a 45-degree angle on your beater. So for me, that's like, I don't know, that's like this, like probably this far away from the kick drum, so it's like 6 inches. The extra length of the beater gives you more swing on the pedal, and then the extra tension will help bring your pedal board right back to your foot. So once you start doing faster stuff, you'll get a lot more used to controlling it at slower speeds. Then you can build it up slowly in 5 or 10 BPM increments until you're at the speed that you want to be at. But I can't stress enough how important it is to build the fundamentals and just work at slow tempos. Tempos! After the Burial, oh yeah, After the Burial is super sick. Motionless in White. Oh man, I love both those bands. I don't know if he's in here, but one of my first like active community members on my YouTube channel, Kieran, I hope I'm saying his name right. His favorite band is Motionless in White, and he's constantly asking me to do one of their drum covers. It's just like I said, it's hard. It's hard to like sift through all the requests that I have. What are your thoughts on Luke Holland? I really love his style and how he incorporates ghostness into metal prog. Yeah, I really like that as well. He is a really good drummer. He's really technical. He knows his rudiments and everything really, really well. I was always more of a fan of him than I was the bands he was in. But since he joined up with Jason, I think that their styles really complement one another because Jason needs that kind of drummer. And I feel like Luke Holland was the perfect person to fill that spot. This may be a sick song for you if you can play Beneath the Masker. Autonomous Mind. I'll try it. I haven't tried to play any Beneath the Masker stuff in a long time, so maybe it's easy to find a tempo of a certain song I want to play. Oh, you don't even have to worry about that. I stress the importance of just practicing to a tempo or a click on its own. When you play an actual song, you don't necessarily have to. When I'm rehearsing songs, I just play the songs. I don't find the tempos. But when I do the cover videos, just to help with audio and video syncing, I actually build a click track to everything that I do. So it doesn't matter that Slipknot doesn't record to a click and everything is all wonky because I put them on a click. And that's not to say that I make everything the same exact tempo the entire song. I actually build a click to their material. So all the weird 1 or 2 BPM increments that they're changing, like I map all that stuff out because I'm an organizational freak, and if things don't line up and aren't easy to work with from the get-go, then it just makes everything down the line fall apart. Going to see... ¿Llegaste tarde? No, Javi. No. No, I'll still be on for like another like 20, 30 minutes. Going to see Killswitch Engage on St. Patrick's Day. Heck yeah, I love Killswitch. I was actually going to start a Killswitch Engage cover band, and that fell apart. So maybe next time. I'll have to send it a different way. It won't send through chat if I send it. Yeah, Grimes, if you put it in the chat or in the comment, I'm sorry, I should be able to see it. That'd be sick. Okay, damn, I still gotta catch up. I'm real behind. Sorry, guys. I play an electronic drum kit. Electric kits are really good, but they just don't feel like a real kit. Just keep that in mind. If you can get some experience on a real drum kit at some point, even if it's just a little bit, it'll definitely help in the long run. Electric kits have a lot of rebound, so you end up kind of developing this crutch for your hands and feet because you're used to playing with a lot of rebound. And when you play on an actual drum kit, a lot of the times, especially like my drum kit, I tune them really low so they don't rebound at all. Like my snare's pretty low, my kick drums are probably the tightest thing, but my toms are like finger tight. So every time I do like a fast tom row, it's the hardest thing because I'm doing every single hit. I'm not relying on anything to bounce back for us or bounce back for me. I try to stream PS4 a lot, but I can't edit them. They're just my streams. Yeah. Hey, Ramboozled Clown, it's all good. I'm not very good at games. I just like playing. I think that's the most important part. If you're not enjoying it, then what's the point? You don't have to be a professional gamer. Play drums. I'm seeing Slipknot in a couple days. Nice. Monuments. Monuments is a really sick band. Um, I haven't played any of their stuff, but I would probably do that. Slipknot live. I've actually never seen Slipknot live, so yeah, it's like Chell said. It's like Chell said, we're gonna go see them in Dallas in a couple of months, and I'm really excited. Face of mistakes and got a cheap drum set and can play it better now. I have a better kit and play better. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the gear isn't the most important part about your playing, but it does help, and I will never not argue that. Like good gear doesn't make a bad player good, but good gear does help a good player get better. Thoughts on Steel Panther? I love Steel Panther. They're a hot trash 80s glam band resurgence, but I love them. Yeah, yeah, Pickle. We're going to Dallas because the tickets were way cheaper. Yeah, don't. Yeah, dude. The coronavirus thing that's like going around is kind of crazy. I think everybody's overreacting. My mom was telling me that um, everybody's kind of like buying up all the water at the stores around here, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. It's kind of easy for me to say that because I never go anywhere. I basically live in my studio and at home, um, and I don't really interact with a lot of people that aren't in here. Uh, but I don't know. I feel like people are just overreacting, and I wasn't expecting them to cancel it or take that kind of precaution. But from what I've seen, all the actual like underground stuff and like indie scene of the entire festival is still going on. Like Dirty Dog just posted they're still going to do all their shows and stuff. So that's really awesome. Hey babe, thanks for keeping up with this. Managed to go to CDC. Oh, dude, Bon Jovi. Oh, Bon Jovi would. Oh man, Bon Jovi is sick. Dissolve. I actually have never. I am the timekeeper. I didn't realize I said that. I just talk a lot. I don't want to. This is what happens when you put me on a live stream. I just talk. Uh, do you like Dissolve? I actually haven't checked them out. So if you could, like Grimes, just comment below and I'll check them out. Need sleep. All right, bye. JC's gonna make a day to play an Infinite Annihilator song. Absolutely. Good night, guys. Everybody who's heck yeah, dude. He's hardcore bands. Do you know your PlayStation account? I don't know my PlayStation account. I'm almost caught up, so I'm catching up to you guys. Hey, Shameless, thanks for coming back. 80s Hearts band. Do you know your play? Yeah, I don't know my PlayStation account, so I can't help you there. I'm sorry. I'm going to see Slipknot live this May. Heck yeah. I saw Billy Idol live. Oh, that's sick. I've seen them in May too. Man, that's awesome. Do you know the Do you know the Silencer Band story? No, I don't know the Silencer Band story. What's going on with that? I saw Def Leppard 3 times, Billy Idol once, and I was going to see Motley Crue, and they suck. Hey, I caught up. You guys need to ask more questions and stuff. I'm actually going to render this, that way I can send it off to my client. I was going to try to tidy it up a bit, but I'll just send him this to see how he likes it. Cut up. Do you have any tips for musicians wanting to make drum cover videos? Yeah. Why is it so quiet? Jesus. Hold on. Yes, mixing. I've realized I've just been staring at my DAW this entire time, trying to catch up on comments. There we go. Yeah. So tips for drum videos. Everybody has a smartphone nowadays, so use that. If you can't afford all the audio gear, which I know most people can't, it's a huge investment to do this stuff, especially if you're not doing it full time like I am. What you can do is get a small interface, or even just, I don't have it on me right now, but there's just a little tiny microphone that plugs into your phone, and that gets pretty good audio. Like if you just stuff that underneath a blanket or a pillow or something, you could use that to really get way better audio than you could straight off your phone. And then lighting is the most important thing. The camera we use isn't that great. It's like a $300 camera, which is still pricey, but not compared to what like more expensive DSLRs are. But the reason a lot of the videos look so good is because I have so much light in the room, and I have my lights so like strategically set up to like really make the drums and everything really stand out and look super nice and crisp. You cut out tennis. What's your favorite song to play? Right now, Shadow of Intent, Gravesinger is so fun to play that song, but it's so goddamn hard. Okay, that bounce didn't work either. Cool. Fern fucks up work. Yeah, Chelsea, I thought I was actually going to get work done. No, I was sadly mistaken. I guess one of my other favorite songs to play too would be People Equal Shit is like constantly one of my go-tos. And then my actual favorite warm-up song is Trivium's The Sin in the Sentence. Alex Bent wrote some really fun drum parts on that album, and that song is like a perfect culmination of everything that goes on. And it's the perfect warm-up song for me because it's at 200 BPM and my max speed is like 230, so it's like really comfortable for me to just go into it straight away. Favorite Slipknot song that you've covered and why? People Equal Shit again. And it's just because I got to work with so many cool musicians. Thomas Alvarez, Rufus, Man, and Ray. I'm sorry, I don't know your last name, Ray. Stay Metal Ray, if you guys want to check out his YouTube channel. He's a really cool creator as well. And they're all just super sick. They really know what they're doing. They're the exact kind of musicians I love working with. I just ask them to do something or give them suggestions on what to do, and then they give it right back like tenfold. And I don't even have to question working with them. It's just like the smoothest process, and everything is just real nice and neat. And I really like the way that song came out, and everybody really dug it as well, so I was super happy with that. I actually have another video in the works coming up with them soon. Ant just crawled on me. I don't think I ever said what's going on. I need to see you play live sometime. I live in the surrounding area. Yeah, that's. I actually don't have any plans currently. I might be playing shows with Dawn of Existence pretty soon once their album gets dropped. We've been kind of talking about that since we recorded everything. Um, like I said, no details or anything locked in yet. But a lot of my clients who I play drums for ask me to play shows for them. It's just everything I feel like is in the beginning stages right now. So it's kind of hard to lock anything down when the album's in production or one of my favorite guitarists, Blake Webb, he writes such sick riffs, and but it's just him. He's actually my outro song in every single video. It's his band called Blind Effect. And I actually did a playthrough of the outro song on my channel if you guys want to go check it out. It's called Hybrid. That one, he's one of my favorite guitarists and people to work with. It's just, he's just a single guitarist and I'm his drummer and that's it. Like, he's trying to find somebody who will do vocals on it, or we're trying to see if anybody wants to do it. And once we get that ball rolling, I'm sure he's going to want to do shows as well. So we can do stuff. Hi, James.
Hey.
Hi. My assistant just popped in.
Longest drive ever.
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
There was a wreck by Cesar Chavez.
Oh,
so
nice.
It took 45 minutes to drive over here.
Are you shitting me?
Not joking.
I thought you like came and left already.
No.
Damn. Okay. Well, I only got like 20 minutes left, so.
You're fine. Just hit me up later.
All right, I will.
Call me whenever you're done.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Drive safe. Phones are legit black holes. Yeah, babe. I can't tell you guys how often I will like look over to my girlfriend and she's on her phone, and she's on her phone, and I will go back, edit for like 20 minutes or mix, come back, and she's still on her phone just looking at it. And that's not to say I don't do that sometimes as well, but they're definitely just like time holes and time sinks. How do you record PS4 gameplay from my phone? I'm actually not sure how you would go about doing that. I know you can get like an Elgato type thing, or like it's almost like a mediary piece of hardware that goes between your PS4 and your TVs that picks up the signal, and then that can go to a computer or maybe a phone, but I'm not sure. Aside from just videoing your screen, I don't know how else you would get it on your phone. How do you feel about how I say that you should be in the Drummer Hall of Fame, because I would nominate you to be in there? I would really, that's really nice. Thanks, Jordan. I really appreciate it. I'm probably my worst critic. I really appreciate all the nice things that everybody says and comments on the channels and on my videos. But I'm my own harshest critic. I will constantly like find things that I'm not happy about or things that I'm just not stoked about, and I would happily accept the nomination knowing that I was a fraud and a sham and I need to get better. Then I would just feel like I somehow escaped my way into it. But I just constantly have this like imposter syndrome no matter what I do. Why can't I hear anything? Oh. Sorry, babe. I hate baby metal, you too. I actually like baby metal. Oh shit. I actually like baby metal. I don't think they get... Yeah, I like Chelsea said, we don't listen to them a lot. We like them, but I think they get a lot of hate for no reason. Seamus, what band are you in? Yeah, Silence the Messenger. That was my last band. We broke up a couple years ago, and we kind of like... we did a reunion a couple months ago for like a one-off show. I don't know if we'll ever do stuff again. Just because my old singer and guitarist are now in this band called Within the Ruins. They're this really sick tech metal band, and they like are doing that full time now. They're actually going to drop an album. I had them in here a couple weeks ago. I helped them finish their album. We did a couple vocal tracks in here, and you guys should definitely check them out. They're super sick. But that kind of puts everything else for us in our prospects kind of on hiatus. That's why I started doing this YouTube channel and my own stuff more often now. Are you a full-time musician, or do you music on the side and maintain a normal day job? Peter, I actually do music full-time. I own a recording studio. I'm a music producer, songwriter, and mix engineer. So this is my day job. This is what I do. What you're seeing me do right now is what I do. I'm just not doing it very effectively right now because I'm trying to talk to everybody else as well. But yeah, I do this full time, and I am trying to just find more avenues to support my drumming. Drumming has always been my passion and what I love doing. It's just a matter of finding ways to make that work. And right now, finding enough income from just strictly drumming is kind of challenging because I play. It's mostly because I play really expensive cymbals. I can't play them a lot or really hard, so it kind of keeps me from playing live shows unless I can get paid. So this engineering thing and producing side is kind of how I get all my creativity expressed and out. And a lot of the times I get to play drums on my clients' records, so that's a lot of fun too. I like Black Veil Brides, don't at me. Funny enough, I was our old band Silence the Messenger was on the same label as Black Veil Brides. On a scale of 1 noob to 10 master, would you say 4 years of playing drums would be? I've been playing for 4 years. It's hard to say. It's not how long you've been playing; it's how long you've been playing in those years. Um, I started my YouTube channel when I was 4 years into playing, and I was substantially like, I don't want to talk myself up or sound like an asshole right now or anything, but I was a lot better than everybody around me who had only been playing for 4 years. And that was solely because I played 4 hours every single day, no exceptions. I think I took Sundays off maybe, but that was it. Like 4 hours every single day minimum. And I wanted to get better. I needed to get better. And I did not stop until I got better. And then it's just been like a slow incremental progression since then. Like since I launched my YouTube channel, that helped my growth tremendously because I could in real time see what I was doing wrong and what I needed to address for the next video. um, I would say at 4 years you should probably be an intermediate drummer, but that's not saying anything really. Like you could play an hour a week or once a month for 4 years and not be as good as someone who's only been playing for a year but plays every single day. What hard rock metal bands would you recommend to someone who's only listened to Slipknot? Fuck, there's so many good bands. If you want to go back up in the stream, there's that one Japanese rock band I just put in there. They're super sick. Uh, God, I'm blanking so hard. There's so many good bands. Godsmack's great. Rob Zombie, Led Zeppelin, Metallica, Rammstein. It Prevails. That's that band from earlier. That's the one. I remembered it finally. Only an hour later. Paris, PVRS. Um, Aneurysm. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of good bands. Just keep up with my stuff, and I'll maybe start posting more stuff later. Speak Spanish, please. Que quieres que diga? MCR is always a vibe. Spring break. I only have 11 subs. Hey man, it's all good. Everybody has to start somewhere. I had 1,000 subs for 10 years, and now I have 32K or 33K or whatever we're at now. So it's awesome. Like it takes a long time, but I think it just kind of reinforces my idea of consistency is important and just never giving up. Just keep going. Just don't ever give up. Pickle, go ahead and ask, do you like any thrash metal bands? My cousin actually grew up on thrash. We both did. Um, so yeah, we love Overkill, Slayer, and Anthrax. Overkill was actually in San Antonio the other day. I couldn't go out to see them, but I really wish I could have. But yeah, my cousin's has always been the one to show me more thrash bands. Like he loves thrash metal, and I love him for it because he's the only one in the family that gets this like crazy music thing that I do. Arch Enemy would be sick. Fern, shout out to Ishan. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, Ishan Panday, the kid that I posted on Instagram the other day, he is exceptionally good already, and he's like still just a tiny little kid. Like it's insane. Being this young low key sucks. Brazil. I'm Mexican. I'm Hispanic. We need more cool guys like you. Thanks, man. Will you be buying the Slipknot Funko Pops? Probably. It's hard to collect them because they go out so quickly. But two of my best friends actually collect a lot of Funkos, so I'm sure they'll grab them. I'm playing guitar for 12 years. I'm 17 now. Been playing my entire life. That's awesome, dude. I wish I could have started playing drums a lot younger than I did. But I feel like 11 was just the right time. Metalheady Sean. And been on a 20-year break. Not fully by choice, waiting until we buy a house, until close neighbors to start playing again. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm kind of grateful for. All my neighbors have always been really cool about me playing. They've actually always been really supportive of me playing as well. They've never given me shit for playing drums at all hours of the night or day. And they've always just been really cool every time I see them. And it also helps because my studio is actually at my parents' house. So I come over here and it's still all the same neighbors, and they're all just super chill and super cool about me having a bunch of grown men who look scary in their front yards all the time. Always persevere. Great job building your YouTube channel. We're slowly trying, just tons of stuff going on. Yeah, dude, Derek or Steve, I don't know who's talking right now. Yeah, just I'll happily help you guys out. It's one of my favorite things. Like, there's no reason to be selfish about YouTube channels or subscriber counts or anything. Like, I feel like everybody should be a community, and it's one of my favorite things is helping smaller channels build up any way that I can, even if it's just sharing posts and stuff. I really believe in, like, we should reinforce this tight-knit community because it's been really segmented for really long, and I've never understood this, like, famine mentality that a lot of bands have. Should I do Raining Blood Slayer drum cover? Yes, you should. Hell yeah. I actually did one, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I just scrapped it. Maybe I'll post it one day, but I had to just kind of, I don't know, I just wasn't happy with it. Would you rather meet Jay Weinberg or Joey Jordison? I would have liked to have both. I would like to meet Jay now. If I can somehow, like, schedule, like, an interview or something with him when we go see him, that'd be really awesome. And Joey would just be awesome as well. I just kind of wish I had been around when I was younger. That way I could have met Joey when he was, like, in his mid-20s and, like, what I feel like was his, like, prime days. Is it weird that my mom showed me Slipknot at the age of 4 and 12 years later? No, it's not weird. I feel like your mom might be from, like, slightly, like, from some of my closer family members' age, because that's how I found a lot of emo music, was through my uncle, who is just a couple years older than I am. Yeah, it's like Charles said, you get a lot more fulfillment if you just do what you love and enjoy it. And that's part of the reason why I do this full time now, because I was working another job that I just wasn't happy with. And a couple of months ago, like 6 months ago now, I just said, fuck it. Like, I believe in myself enough to be able to support myself and Chelsea and my family and everything, like, with music, and I really believe that I can do it. And honestly, it feels like I never work a day in my life, because every day I get to do something that I really love and I really enjoy. Hey Keith, thanks. I really appreciate you shooting my shots out there. I got shooters out there. I gotta see Fern play Slayer. Only if you use my tiny microphone. Never lost the passion showing you because. Hey Crystal, thanks. I really appreciate it. And I mean, once a drummer, always a drummer. It's like you play when you can, but honestly, once you've been playing, I feel like if you sit back down on a kit, it doesn't matter how long you've been away from it. You'll hone back into it and just pick up right where you left off. Hey, howdy to my Brazilian fans. I know I got a lot of you guys, and I keep seeing some of you guys post up in this chat. I really appreciate you guys. You guys got a lot of love for the channel and a lot of love for me, and I really appreciate it. If you could do All Out Life as an audio only, would you? I could have sworn I did. I have. See, that's the problem with being my own content manager. I lose track sometimes of which drum audio only ones I've done. So if I haven't posted it already, then I probably have it somewhere and just forgot to schedule it. So I'll go ahead and look through my folders and see if I have that somewhere, and I'll get that posted probably for the next like release. Or probably not this next release. I have a release coming on Tuesday, so don't miss that. Tuesdays are going to be the new scheduled days for drum covers. But I might schedule it maybe like later in the week if I find it. I consider tiny microphones midget microphones. It's actually really funny. Chelsea made me order this microphone for her, and it's hilarious. It's it's a microphone that's like this big, but it looks just like a regular like Shure SM58, and it actually sounds pretty good. It's she used it in that Ask Fern Friday video. For her little like portrait thing on the side, it just looks big because she put it close to the camera, but it's literally like 3 inches long. It's so tiny. Hey Ramboozled, if I missed your question, just go ahead and post it again. I'm sorry. Do some Fern Bernie, do some UABB covers, bro. I would love to. I feel kind of weird about it though because Tito's one of my good friends, the drummer for Upon. We play League of Legends with him like every single night, and I'm like constantly talking to the dude, so it's kind of weird covering material for someone that you know. But I do have one old Upon video on there. If you guys want to check that out, that one's real. I love Upon. Those dudes are really great dudes. I grew up playing with them and like checking them out and hanging out with those dudes, and they're all super nice dudes. How long does it take me to learn a song and smash out a song? Probably like 3 goes. The most important part for me is learning the structure of the song. So if you'll see on this thing, like it's broken up to verses. So it's like verse, chorus, bridge, outro. So I need to figure out that in my head when I listen to a song. Once I get that down, then it's just a matter of learning all the parts within them. So I'll know the verses are 2 and 4, for example, and the choruses are, or sorry, yeah, the choruses are 3 and 5, and I'll know that there's one particular beat assigned to each one of those sections, and then it's just all the little things in between there. So once I've kind of gotten the pattern in my head, then when I actually sit down on a drum kit, it takes me like 2 or 3 takes to get all the broad strokes, and then by the 4th take, I kind of know all the little stuff as well. Hey Ramboozled, you don't have to be. You can. I believe that you could be a full-time gamer. Anyone can be it, and I think that's like it's just a matter of persistence and passion. And if you believe you can do something, you can do it. Just keep at it, man. He's on here, waiting for your next release. Ishan, my boy, what's up, dude? Thanks for coming in. I don't know if you've been here already, but I gave you a couple shout-outs. How do you practice on your fast single bass drums? Like Orphan, I can play the heel toe, but not single strokes. So what practice do you do? Like I said earlier, 16th notes. So I might post a video on this because it might be hard to get since I'm just kind of quickly explaining it. I just put a metronome on at like 200 BPM. I play quarter notes, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I play triplets in between those, back to back. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E, and I basically just keep climbing until I get to single 16th notes on my feet. So it goes quarters. I'm also really bad at actual terminology for drums. I just know how to play. I never, like, it's tough for me to convey. Like, I can understand it, but it's hard for me to explain it. So it's quarters, triplets, eighth notes, triplets, double speed, and then 16th notes. Just whoop, I'm missing stuff. Yo, Zero, thank you. Thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. You know, who is a drummer very pleasant to see and work when you play R&B to him because I loved it forever. Who do you think of the famous? Avenged Sevenfold forever. I love the Rev. I loved his drumming style, and it was a huge blow to the drumming community when he passed. Um, I think everybody that's been in his shoes have been really like they filled his shoes, but they haven't done or exceeded what the Rev has done. Everybody that's been in that band, I love that band, and it's really hard to find somebody with that kind of unique drum approach and drum style and cleanliness. Like he was a great drummer, and he will be very missed. What type of cymbals do you use? I use Sabian HHX Evolution cymbals. It's most of my cymbals, with the exception of like 3. But all Sabian. I've always trusted Sabian since the beginning of my drumming. They've always been my favorite brand and who I would go to for everything. Milanko, thank you for thank you for loving the UABB one. Maybe I'll do another one. Fun fact, I'm playing on my electric drum kit as I listen to Fern answer questions. Hey, Pickle, yeah! I've been looking for a collab with a bigger streamer, but you said you would share my streams, and that has given me hope, so I want to know your social medias. Hey, Ramboozled, my Twitter and Instagram are both Fern the Mess, like Fern the Messenger, but just Fern the Mess, so you can go for there. And I'll follow you back. Sir Ishan here saying that do a cover of Burning Sunlight Everlasting by Moonlight Eternal. I'll go ahead and check that out later, Ishan. Thanks for the suggestion. Nero Forte, Unsainted, Unsainted. Nero Forte is a lot of fun, but I think if I had to pick between those two, Unsainted would be my go-to. Any Slipknot songs you're looking forward to cover? Disaster Piece is one that's coming up here pretty soon. I really want to do Surfacing. And maybe The Devil and I. Maybe. I have an aux cord. Okay. Like say you record yourself, the camera, the program. Will you ever record a video of how to video? Yeah, I actually do want to do one. I actually want to make 2. I want to show people what my process is, and I also want to make a budget one, because I know not everybody's gonna have like thousands of dollars of audio equipment and video gear and all this stuff. So I want to make one to show you how I used to do it back in the day with just my iPhone and a couple microphones. So I would definitely make a video like that. That's a really good suggestion. Thanks, man. Therefore, I completely cool. My legs broke 2 years ago. It's been drumless ever since. Ah, that's a bummer. But if you still have the pads, you can still play. That's the important part. The important part is building the technique. I don't have a drum set, but I want to get started. Do you have any suggestions? Sticks, practice pad. That's all you need. That getting like you won't get your feet, obviously, but if you just place your feet heel down and then just like kind of pat and kind of it's hard to do it with this. Like imagine this is your heel. You're just rotating the front of your foot, pretend that's a kick drum. You can get a lot done that way. That's kind of what I do at home and what I do constantly when I'm working. Phil Batman. You ever consider doing some Slaughter to Prevail cover? I do. My friend Rob actually played for that band for a little bit, and it just seems really hard. I can probably do it, but it'll be really hard. Hey Glitch, if you're looking for a cheap drum kit, there's actually some pretty good stuff nowadays. You're talking maybe like $200, or if not, just go on Craigslist. I actually sold the drum kit that I did a review on. I sold it to a dude who just needed a practice kit, and it was like $160. I sold it to him pretty cheap. They're gonna be hard to find, but you can find drum kits for pretty cheap, and that'll kind of take care of the expense part of it. Any particular drummer or person that has been a big influence in your drumming career? Travis Barker. Not, and I know that's kind of like a weird answer, and I constantly say Travis Barker and Joey and all these drummers, but Travis Barker's done, in my opinion, what no other drummer has done, where he's kind of transcended the punk scene and now does a bunch of stuff for rappers and DJs and metal bands, and like he's just all over the place. He's constantly working and he's constantly producing music, and I really admire his work ethic and what he does. Larva Fecal. I do not. I do not know Larva Fecal. You should do some Dark Funeral. Oh, dude, Niles is sick. I've watched so many videos of Niles, and his hand technique is so precise and clean. I don't know if I could do that because my style is pretty loose. Neighbor problem, too much noise and that stuff. Yeah, that's true. Neighbors are always a kind of plague on the musician society. What you could probably do is just hang up a bunch of moving blankets all around your room wherever you're playing, and that would deal with a lot of the noise issues. Is it difficult to grow a drum cover channel? Any tips for anything besides audio, video, and performance? Thanks. Yeah, Peter, just like we keep saying, and like my girlfriend Chelsea keeps mentioning, just persistence, just don't give up. The important part, I think, is not building a community, it's building yourself up. If you can learn how to be a better drummer visually the way I did, then that will help you a lot more in the long run than just the sole goal of building a community. It is tough to build a community. I'm not going to pretend to be like an expert or anything on it. My channel's doing pretty well nowadays, but it wasn't always like that. It was pretty dead for a really long time, and I could never get any traction. And then one day, like a year and a half ago, I just said, let's just try it again. And it all worked out. So um, just patience, persistence, and devotion. There you go. See you, Ramboozled. Thanks for joining the chat. Do you use triggers a lot, or when you record? I do use triggers. Actually, they're on my pedals. They're here. I try to figure out where the cameras are. But yeah, so pedal trigger, hit kick drum, hits that. That sends a signal to my trigger module, and that's how I record that. I do have microphones on my actual bass drum. I have a Beta 52 on the outside and a MD 421 on the inside, but the trigger just helps me, especially for a lot of faster stuff, because I know I'm going to sample replace it anyways, because otherwise it would just be a bunch of mush sounds. So the trigger kind of just helps reinforce a lot of those faster parts. Anyone in the left who has a suffering school right now? I'm in 10th grade. Pickle, I transferred over to a charter school because I got sick of high school. I just wanted to get out of there just so I could start doing music full time. So I went to a charter school and graduated my 11th year, and I started touring the following year after that. I was just so done with school. I hated waiting for everybody else. I'm a very like quick learner, so it was super infuriating to have to wait on everybody. To like learn something. I just want a kit that's not complete crap yet, that doesn't exceed the price of $200. You could probably find one for under $200, but I can't guarantee it's not going to be crap. It's probably going to be crap, but I think the important part is just learning to play. And honestly, if I had the option, I would probably play a cheap drum kit all the time and then only use my real kit for videos and audio stuff. And that serves two purposes. It teaches you how to play on multiple drum kits, as well as maintains your actual set from being beat to death all the time. Thinking about going to college for music sound production, any tips or things to take into account before committing? I think nowadays, music and sound production, it depends on what you're going to do. If you're going to a field that would really benefit from actual certification, like sound design or movie scoring and things along those lines, I think it would really help. But as far as like if you want to record bands for a living or mix or do any of this kind of stuff, I think it's more beneficial for you to find someone in your area that is willing to mentor you, and you'll get a lot more experience for way cheaper or even free if you're like willing to intern at a studio. And it'll build a lot more real world experience than a school will teach you. I know people who have gone to school for recording engineering, and they know less than what I know. And same thing as drumming. I've never taken a class or lesson or anything. Everything that I learned about recording is from my colleagues and peers, bands that come in, or this website that I'm subscribed to called Mix with a Masters. It's a bunch of top level engineers and producers and stuff, and they just kind of break down the techniques of how they write music and produce. Would you ever learn Mean Green Killing Machine by Overkill anytime soon and post a cover? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I have a mix set that is a drum 80s rock tour drum kit I use. That is awesome. Even though your skills are unbelievable, your performance is what amazes me. Keep doing what you do. And thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've always felt performance was just an equally important part to music. I definitely believe in the transfer of energies, and I feel like if you're playing exciting music and you're excited while you're playing it, that conveys a lot more to a crowd and people than playing exciting music and then just sitting there. Like, I don't understand drummers who just sit there while they play like super aggressive stuff or like super fun or like what's supposed to be fun stuff. I feel like your performance conveys into your playing, and then your playing conveys into what everybody else is feeling. I'll just stick to guitar until I win the lottery, but I'm same. Do you see yourself learning to play another instrument in the future? I really want to learn keyboards. This gets asked a lot. I really want to learn how to play the piano a lot better. I know how to play enough to like get by in the studio, like if I build stuff. But I really want to learn how to play it like very fluently, so I could like just bust out a complete like song if I needed to. What's your favorite Slipknot songs? I actually answered this earlier. Your people equal shit. Your merch online only right now? Yeah, it's just on online only. It's on my website flrecordings.com. If you want any merch, pick it up. You can pick it up there. I'll send you a photo of my longboard tops I machined to fit on a. Is there any way I can get a few photos through there fast? Yeah, Steven, if you want to follow me on Instagram, go to Fern the Mess. You can go ahead and send me a DM there, and I'll check them out. I'd love to see them. Drugs by Falling in Reverse seems like it. Yeah, Drugs actually was one of the ones on my list. I haven't gotten around to it because I felt like it got flooded with a bunch of reaction videos, and that one's always tough. Like, I try to pick songs that either are new, like popular enough to warrant them being like overflooded with content or other content, but that one I felt like the floodgates just open and everybody was doing react videos, so I was like, what's the point of doing a drum cover right now, just because like all YouTube is going to recommend or react videos. Later, Derek. Yes, dude, I would. Yes, please come back in. Nailed the mix. No, mix with the masters. Yeah, I just mentioned that. Yeah, mix with the masters was super sick. Crystal Algae is on there. Um, fuck, there's so many good producers on there. It's like $35 a month, but I've learned so much just being on that website in the last like couple weeks than I have like in the previous like 10 years that I've been doing this. I know a little guitar too, but it's just tough, man. Any ideas on your next freestyle track? The Duhas freestyle was dope as fuck. I actually do have another. My next freestyle track is dropping on Tuesday. That's going to be the next drum cover release. I don't want to. I don't want to say what it is because I think it's really funny and the thumbnail is hilarious. Chelsea actually made that, so give her some props for doing that. But yeah, I'm like, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm expecting a mixed reaction from the audience already, but I'm really hoping that my drumming will like help save most of those people, most of those people's like opinions. Yes, Chelsea's been telling me to do freestyles for a long time. I don't know. I wasn't very confident in it for a long time. I've always thought my freestyle stuff was kind of weak uh, compared to like my writing. My writing and performance stuff I feel is a lot better than my freestyle. Um, but she kind of like kept pushing me, and then my buddy Riley, who I mentioned earlier, who's been in here, he did a couple freestyles for his upcoming YouTube channel. Um, so it kind of just like finally hit the ball rolling, and I was like, okay, it's a lot easier, and I don't have to overthink it as much as I think I am. Grimes, that's hilarious. Could you cover "Laid to Rest" by Lamb of God? It's such a fun song to jam to. I actually did do a cover of "Laid to Rest." I did it with Philippe. I don't know how to pronounce his name actually, but it's on my channel as well. We did a guitar and drum cover version to it, and that's live on my channel. I think that was like a year ago that we posted that one. That one was a lot of fun, and he's a really nice dude and a really equally good guitarist. You guys should check him out as well. Any tips for songwriting? Always think outside the box. Just because something is a mistake doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Uh, this is something that one of the videos that I was watching yesterday touched on. That some of the best things that this particular guy had ever done were mistakes that he was going to throw away. That somebody else in the room said, "Hey, that sounds good." Um, so think outside the box. Constantly be listening to music and learning music to kind of figure out everybody else's approach and see how you can build upon that. And just, I don't know, just kind of play what feels natural. Don't overthink it. If you like are starting to get stressed out with a part or can't really figure out the sequence to what you want to do next, um, just move on to something else. Just do something else for the time being. Like, I can't tell you how stressful it is to be stuck on one thing and just work on that one thing. It's a lot better to jump around and figure out other parts of the song first, maybe, and then come back when you like have a fresh take on it, or you like you have most of the song done and it's already as a whole, and then you can just touch up those one parts. Hey, Maddie, how you doing? ASMR drinking water. Sorry, guys, I'm thirsty. Hey, thanks, Crystal. Yeah, Chelsea's my silent supporter. I really appreciate everything that she does, and her putting up with me working at all hours of the night and day. Like, she's just a solid person, and I couldn't have asked for anybody better to help out with all this stuff. Do some blood sticks like Joey Jordison for true fans. Hey, I got a bunch of broken sticks. If anybody, I smashed the shit out of my finger the other day, and blood all over a bunch of sticks in my tracking floor. So, uh, if anybody wants some of that stuff, I'll happily include those with any merch purchases. Making a band, we can't come up with a name, so we named it Unnamed. That's actually a pretty cool name. I'm also awful with band names. I'm better at writing music than I am doing like I don't know. I can write lyrics. I have a lot of clients that I have to write lyrics for. But as far as naming bands or naming songs, like dog shit. I'm terrible at it. You give me a subject to write about, and I can do that. But just giving me a free reign to do anything, like I'm trash. Disaster Piece cover by Disaster Piece. Yes, Disaster Piece is coming in a couple weeks. I have another full band cover of it. Hey guys, hello all the new faces. Can you do a master class? Would I be considered a master? I've never considered myself a master. Um, uh, mm, yeah, I'll do some lessons. I'll do some classes. I've been considering doing like lessons and stuff lately. Maybe doing like on a Sunday or on a Saturday when people don't have school or work, doing like 6 or 7 students, like an hour block each, or like 45-minute blocks, and booking those out to see whoever wants them, to really get like one-on-one time with everybody. Ishan, I would love to come to India someday. That would be awesome. I do want to get more traveling done, maybe in the near future once I get everything a little bit more settled. Can you do? Where was I? Move to San Antonio so then you can meet the man yourself. If you are in the studio or parked on the drums, what do you like doing in your free time? I love playing video games with my girlfriend. I've always been like a huge video game nut. Um, and that's basically it. When I'm not like I love music so much, it basically is my life. I'm in the studio. If I'm not working on my client stuff, I'm working on my stuff. If I'm not playing drums for someone else, I'm playing drums for me. Like it really like I really do live the life of just playing music all the time. Album number 5, The Gray Chapter. I thought it was good. I felt like Jay was kind of nervous about his performance or what he wanted to play. I felt like he was worried about kind of overstepping his boundaries because Wanky does seem a lot more like he sounds a lot more comfortable in his playing. So I think Gray Chapter was great, but I feel like Jay wasn't comfortable in his position yet, and I feel like he could have done some cooler drum stuff. You should do the song Iowa. I would love it. Yeah, Iowa would be sick. Hey, another Brazil. What's up, Brazil? Thank you. Thank you. I really try. If you can do Behemoth, you can do Slaughter to Prevail. Yeah. Yeah, I love Behemoth. Behemoth is another one of my favorite bands. I love that band. Chelsea and I went to go see them a couple months ago. Um, so yeah, maybe I will try a Slaughter to Prevail song. I just know they're really fast. Like it's kind of weird. Behemoth does mostly all natural drums, so they sound achievable. When bands do like these super programmed drums and everything's just a computer sound version of it, it sounds a lot more ridiculous than it probably is to play sometimes. So that might be why I'm like kind of hesitant to try it. Who is your best drummer? John Bonham. Look up John Bonham. He's my go-to every time. I feel like I missed a question. I transform. Did I expect my Soulway first cover to blow up like it did? No. I didn't expect any of those covers to blow up. Honestly, the video that Sick Drummer Magazine has always been really good to me. I love Ian, and I really appreciate everything he's always done for me. A lot of my biggest videos have been because of Ian, sharing my stuff to Sick Drummer Magazine or interviewing me with Sick Drummer Magazine. I feel like my As I Lay Dying video helped kind of it reinforced my belief in that I should give my YouTube channel another try, and that one did really well. My As I Lay Dying cover that Sick Drummer Magazine posted, and then I posted my Slipknot All Out Life video. I think was the first single, and that one did immensely well. It was insane how well that one did, and I was like, oh, maybe like this is finally the time that I should be doing this, and I was like, holy shit, like maybe this is what I meant to do after all. And I just kept doing it, and it's like every Slipknot video that I posted or every cover that I posted just kept doing better and better and better. Of course, there's exceptions every now and then to that rule, but for the most part, like the community is super supportive. The videos do really well, and I'm super grateful for that. And I was like just as shocked as probably everybody is that those did as well as they did. There's a song called Strike from this Japanese band. I think you could play it, maybe IDK. Maybe! Any song, I thought those were neck tattoos, but those were sick. I want those, but real though. Yeah, that paint was really sick. It was actually just acrylic paint from Walmart. They're, I don't know, it's just like this water-based paint that goes on really well, and I used to use that when I performed shows and went on the road. Because back then I didn't have both sleeves and my neck done. I just had my sleeve and a lot of my torso. Damn, yeah, Heretic Anthem would be sick. If you're 5'5", then I'm 6'6". Okay, I did miss a question. Maddie asked how long I've been playing drums for. I've been playing since I was 11, so 15 years now. I'm actually going to do a quick unboxing because this is rendering out. Jesus. Did they have to staple it shut too? Jesus Christ. All right, one sec. Woo! Let's go ahead and open those. Yo, Ray, what's up, dude? Oh, dude, I love it. Ray. First tattoo or no? Or Grimes? Sorry. Grimes, first tattoo? I love tattoos. As you probably all can tell. I'm like covered. I have like most of my torso done. I have a sleeve started on my leg. I have both my arms. Like it's insane. ASMR unboxing. I want my back finished already. I know, babe. I know you want yours done too. All right, HJ, thanks for coming. I'll see you around. Go be productive now. You're an amazing, even better person. So no, dude, you're good. Later, guys. Thanks for stopping in the channel. Oh yeah, look at these things. Finally got them. Some AKG C414s. Hell yeah. I am so stoked. I've been using kind of cheap overheads for a long time, and I finally just bit the bullet and got these after a CLA endorsement. I was like, I have to get these, so finally stoked to finally get some good overheads and a good picture on all my albums from here on out. I'll probably go install those in a sec. Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. That is so awesome, man. What are you gonna get tattooed? Like, I remember my first tattoo was actually this big sister from Bioshock. She was one of the first ones. This Pac-Man that's behind my left ear was technically my first one, but this was like my first like full color piece, and like I knew that in that moment I was like, this doesn't hurt as bad as I thought it was going to, and I just could not stop going. Like I was just constantly in the tattoo shop, and for I think like there was like an 8 month period where I had like at least 3 or 4 appointments a month. So I was like there basically every single week with my tattoo artist, just like working on different stuff. Hey Ryan, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. It's like people like you are like a huge part of the reason of why I continue to do this stuff. I really like appreciate all the love and support that the community gives me. Can I do the song "Skeptic" on drums by Slipknot? I'll go ahead and check it out. I get a lot of Slipknot requests, so it's kind of hard. Oh yeah, the Vault Boy on my calf. I constantly forget I have that thing because it's the only thing on that leg. Um, but yeah, that one and the Red Ghost from Pac-Man behind my ear. Those two I got in the same sitting from my uncle. He used to be a tattoo artist, um, but they're just outlines. They're not even colored in or anything. Please explain why your why your toms were reversed. I mean, from bigger to smaller. Um, I played open-handed for a long time. I still kind of do. Uh, and what that means is I needed to learn how to play with my left hand. So the reason my kit is mirrored, so there's 2 crashes, 2 Chinas, 2 splashes, hat ride. Everything is like almost duplicated, sans the hat and ride. My old setup actually had 2 hi-hats on either side. But the reason I did that was for practical purposes. One, I wanted to build up my left hand to be as strong as my right hand. And two, because I played a lot of shows by the time I started doing that. And I quickly learned that things always go wrong when you play shows. So if my crash broke on my right side or fell off the stand or my drums fell off the stage or whatever, I knew that if I needed to, I could play on my left hand and be completely fine. Same thing with my left foot. I constantly incorporate left side body exercises into my routines to constantly try to like reinforce that behavior. Yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks. You guys have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I just realized I probably stopped talking halfway through that. But I play open-handed, so my left side can play basically everything or my left side can play everything my right side can. So my reverse toms were to help do that and help reinforce that, and it succeeded because I had my top 3 rack toms reversed, and then floor toms and everything else the exact same. Oh shit. Oh shit. Copy that. Nope. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get all these bounces ready. Hey Keith, that'd be sick. Just don't get in trouble. Just don't get in trouble tattooing or tagging up those logos. Oh, are you kidding me? I cannot tell you how many times I have seen Shrek. I literally cannot. I've probably seen that movie like 300 times. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Hey, Milanko, you're totally fine. Um, you're totally fine. If I'm actually gonna get out of here in a sec, so if you guys have any questions, please ask them now. Please ask them now because I'm getting ready to head out of here. Starting to get hungry. Just wondering why I can't. Oh, the fucking thing is locked. I'm a dumb. My favorite band, him probably. Fuck, I always forget to turn this thing off. Yeah, my favorite band is him. I've always loved that band since I was a kid. I don't listen to them as much as I used to nowadays, but they're still a really good band. And that's really about it. What China symbol do you prefer? I'm getting one soon. The AA Holy China. That's the best China you'll ever buy. Just be cautious of the angle that you have it on because it will crack quickly because of all the excess holes. But it is the perfect China in my opinion. It's like just trashy enough and loud as fuck. If you're in the market for a new China, then I would definitely recommend that. All right, Glitch, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys next time. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate everybody who stopped in. Let me know if you want me to do this again. I might maybe thing. I don't know. I have to see how my schedule pans out. Um, but yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.